Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us. Do us a favor, smash that subscribe or follow button. It really helps the channel grow. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us Ray Benny Sports. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out also on Reddit and Discord. And don't forget, leave us a rating on your favorite podcast provider.
Yeah, we got some Winnipeg Jets talk, tough times in Jetsville, a little bit of Bomber talk, and of course, we got our quick shots to end off the show. But let's start off with the Winnipeg Jets. Sorry, I'm going to put my glasses on. It's already getting hazy over here. Not just on my computer, but the Jets play in general has just been hazy, uninspired. Another loss, 5-1 to the Avalanche, down now 3-1 first round in the first round series. Thoughts on them being outplayed, outcoached, out physicaled, out everything after that last loss?
Man, it sure feels like we're watching a team that finished first and a team that finished eighth. You know, like that's a gap in these games that it's been like, right? It's not, and the Jets actually finished second and Colorado finished third. It's crazy to think about that, you know, and the Jets were second in the Western Conference, but Colorado has just been the way better team. And that includes even the winning game one when the Jets pulled that one off. The last two games, though, dominance, total dominance on Colorado's end. Special teams, 5-on-5, goaltending even. Like everything just went Colorado's way, and they are the better team. And the Jets just cannot handle this Colorado team at all right now.
No, they have no answers, and that's really troubling. There's not much optimism on my end in regards to them, but who knows? We'll talk more in detail about the series and the possibilities. But you know, a lot of folks online are talking about the refs, giving the refs a hard time. Jets not getting their calls in return for calls that the Avalanche are getting. What's your grade on officiating this series?
In total, just because the calls that are made just don't make sense sometimes. Like they let stuff go and then they don't call anything. I'm not totally that they're more in Colorado's favor, because if you look at the games, every game pretty much besides game 3 was even in calls. I think game 3 was 6-2. So mine is more about consistency and making the calls and when they're making the calls more than anything. I'm going to give them a D. Just because their patterns, it seems weird. It's like they get on a roll. Like even game 3, Jets were up 2-1. Penalty after penalty after penalty for the Jets now. 6-2 were the penalties in that game, right? And Colorado's capitalizing. But I think the problem is that the Jets are not capitalizing on theirs, right? I think everyone would have a different value of this all if the Jets were actually finishing on their power play and scoring, you know, 2 for 2 in their games, or 2 for 6 even, kind of thing, right? Or 2 for 4. They were 0 for 4 last game. They had 4 shots. You know, Colorado had 4 power plays as well, scored 2 goals. So I just don't like the consistency of the calls and all that stuff, but I'm not thinking that the refs are in Colorado's favor at all here.
No, I'm going to give the refs actually a B. I think they're calling the game pretty down the line. Yes, they're missing some for the Jets, and they've missed some for Colorado as well in other games. The penalties that the Jets are getting are absolute brain farts. They're just in their bad position, that they're chasing the puck. And yeah, I think the rest are doing fine.
Well, then
Fine. And the whole thing is just being exacerbated because the Avs are scoring. They're capitalizing on theirs.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Colorado's fast, man. They're using their speed in this one. Cale Makar, all those guys, McKinnon. And the Jets are just standing around, you know, flat-footed. And then you got guys like Logan Stanley who are not very quick. So what are they going to do? They're going to use their stick to try and get back in position. And, you know, that's going to lead to trouble. And you're going to have trips and you're going to have whatever kind of calls. Like some of the calls, yeah, they're weak, but they're weak on both sides. So, we talked about this going into the playoffs, right? Special teams. If the Jets could not get it together, it'll make them pay. And right now, they're not capitalizing their power play, and their penalty kill stinks. Yep. So Bonus can come out and say, hey, stop taking penalties and all that stuff. But you know what, Bonus? He should have fixed his penalty kill because it is atrocious right now, and it's getting destroyed.
And Colorado has an elite power play.
Oh, yeah.
Coming into it, they're top 10.
Yeah, look at those playmakers, man. If you give them an extra guy on the ice, they're going to make you pay for the most part.
They move the puck without thinking. That's a huge difference I'm seeing between the Avs and the Jets. And I don't know how much of that falls on coaching. Like the Avalanche players are playing fast, and the Jets players are looking up, and all of a sudden the Avalanche players in their face. They have no feel of where the other guy is on the ice, and I don't see that getting any better where they have to change their lines next game. They have to. They can't go into the game with and we'll talk about line changes in a bit, but with line changes, you lose some consistencies. You lose some between the legs, behind the back passes where you know a guy will be. And the Avalanche have been doing that amazingly, and the Jets have been not doing that at all.
Yeah, I can't see the Jets changing anything on the power play though. At this point, what are they going to change? They're going to keep the same 5 guys in that first unit, same 5 guys in the second unit. I mean, what do you change really? Only Ehlers in a spot here and there. I don't know, but like you say, that Colorado power play is moving the puck, and the Jets is just slowly. And Colorado's not scared to whip one from the point, whereas the Jets like to go low to Velarde there or wait for that spot to open.
Nonsense.
Colorado's figured it out. The coaching right now is way better on the Colorado side than on the Jet side.
Yeah. Well, how much of this 3-1 series record falls on Rick Bowness and coaching, since we are talking about coaching? Scheifele said they made adjustments. We didn't. And Bowness is saying that you want to take penalties, want to play a 3-quarter ice game, you're playing right into their hands. So, I don't know. We've been talking coaching a lot, and I think a lot of it does fall on them. They still can't figure out how to get out of their zone and get into Colorado's zone. This is game 4, and they still can't figure it out. Always getting stuck pretty much at their own blue line if they can get it out of their own zone. How is that not coaching to switch it up or put players in different positions to take it? There's got to be holes in that. And they can't find them, but they keep doing the same thing. So I don't know. I think a lot of it falls on coaching.
Yeah, last year I would agree with Bowness in ripping the players and all that stuff after that Vegas exit, but right now I am agreeing with you on that a lot of this falls on Bowness's shoulders. There hasn't been adjustments, and the adjustments he made last game failed miserably. You brought in Axel Johnson-Fjallby to help your penalty kill. Of all the guys to bring in, well, I mean, a guy that just finished with the Moose, hadn't played with the Jets in a bit, you didn't even play him on the penalty kill, right? And then you switched Ehlers and Nino Niederreiter around. Yeah. That was it. And then you brought in Stanley instead of the guy you acquired at the deadline and Colin Miller, who has experience in the playoffs and knows how to play. Plus, there's a right-handed shot. You got guys playing on the off side on the defense. It's troubling. Stanley struggled in those first 2 games. Colorado's a quick team. It's tough for Stanley. And then you bring him back in. And then late in the game, you bump Fjallby up to the second line. You need goals. How's he going to get you goals? So, yeah, I'm totally like Bowness has a lot, as much as the players, I don't know, efforts. Sometimes you watch these guys, but Bowness has probably the bigger shoulder to blame here in how this series has gone and his adjustments and the way he even came into the series, what he was expecting. He did not match up. Bednar's outcoached him 100 times over.
Yeah. And when I say adjustments, I'm not just talking about player adjustments. I'm talking about systemic adjustments. Like, they are leaving 2 guys behind. The forwards are jetting down the ice. No one's helping them break this one, whatever Colorado's playing the neutral zone that's locking the Jets down. And there's 2 guys trying to take on pretty much 5 when you have the forwards up front. Like, why don't you leave some guys, have some guys skating across, try to confuse the guys, quick passes, but they're not doing that. You have one guy standing behind the net for how long, looking for something, and the guy's right in front of the goalie forechecking him, not giving him any options, and there's no help. It's just horrible. Those are the adjustments I'm talking about. Like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, and it's not just Scheifele, right? I know a lot of people get on Scheifele because, he's part of that core that hasn't won or, doesn't play hard all the time. His defense is not good. But Nino Niederreiter came out and said the same thing, that they're not making adjustments, and Colorado has. And Jared Bednar even admitted that they did make changes to their forecheck. He didn't say exactly what, but they made changes. And they probably looked at the games. And the Jets I don't know whether the Jets were expecting the same Colorado team that they met in the regular season and that they beat 3 times and decided, hey, we'll just keep everything the same because it worked that way. Whereas Colorado's like, hey, let's look at this. Let's see what worked and didn't work. And they made the proper adjustments. And also on topic, Colorado has the experience. They've won the Stanley Cup, 2 years ago? Yeah, so they've been there. They know what it takes to win in the playoffs. And I don't think the Jets do, because right now it's a lot of passengers, right? That first game, Lowry, where's Lowry been? Even yesterday on the McCarr goal, the stick checks, like the stick. Like, what are you doing? Hit the guy, throw him off, a little push, even something. Like, move your feet. It's just frustrating to watch, man. And you need goals. And who's sitting on the bench or on the press box? Cole Perfetti, 19 goals this year. I get it. He's had an up and down year. But when you need some goals, time to bring that guy in or give him a chance, not Axel, Johnson, Fialbi.
Yeah, he can't do nothing for the second line.
Oh, man, it's frustrating to watch, man. And it's like this whole season, it's kind of looked to be wasted here after putting up, what was it, second most points total in 2.0 history, right? Or in pretty much Jets history, probably, right?
All for naught.
Yeah.
And why is it the Avalanche can just skate through the middle of the ice, not just Makar untouched, time after time? They beat the Jets forecheck. They pass it down the middle of the ice, or someone skates down the middle of the ice. Like, what are they doing? Just giving a team like Colorado space.
Oh, yeah. They had so many opportunities. I mean, it was 12 shots yesterday in the 9 minutes of the game. You know, and Colorado scored on the 12th shot. And what happened? There was a guy left alone in front of the net.
Yeah.
You know, like how is this still happening this deep in the series? Like, it's not only that. It's you got McKinnon, you got Makar, you got Rannon. But other guys are stepping up for Colorado, right? Lekkinen, I'm going to say his name wrong again, so I apologize because someone commented on our YouTube video. Nishkinen. Yeah, I'm going to do it wrong. And I practiced it too, and I still get it wrong. These guys are stepping up. Scored a hat trick, right? Yeah, 6 goals. Lekkonen's got 4. So all these guys are stepping up. Where's Ehlers? Where's Toffoli? Where's Monahan?
Yeah.
Appleton, what are you doing out there?
Do you believe in the narrative that's being talked about online that perhaps the coach has been in Ehlers' ear to settle it down? Remember that comment about one guy trying to skate through 4 guys during their losing streak? I don't know if that was specifically directed to Ehlers, but do you think he's in his ear?
No, probably. But it's funny, watch Bentner going, hey, Makar, go nuts. You know,
of course.
You take a dynamic player like Ehlers, I get it, he has his flaws, but one of his best things is skating up the ice and getting by guys. Yeah. And you take that away from him, I mean, I don't know. But you're also playing the guy with Toffoli and Monahan. Toffoli is not that fast. He's not keeping up with Ehlers, so I don't know. It's a bad line combination there, and it hasn't worked. I don't know if you put Ehlers. I mean, well, I guess we're talking about lineup changes here in a bit. So if you got to put Ehlers up on the top line, I don't know.
And too many turnovers in the neutral zone.
Oh, God.
That can't be on the coach totally. Yes, I get it. They're trying to do the same thing, force the puck somehow down the boards to someone who's cornered by 2 guys, but they consistently turn that puck over, and it leads to Colorado Avalanche opportunities.
Yeah. When that puck gets put into the Jets zone, Colorado is on them. Jets, they cover the guy with the puck. They cover the guys to break out. They cover everything. And their attention to detail on this stuff is killing the Jets. And like you say, 4 games in, the Jets should have had some kind of answer going into game 4. They dropped the ball big time in game 4. You know, and they needed that win. And what did they do? They blew it.
Yeah. Does it say anything about the state of the relationship with coach and players?
Oh, yeah, I think it's done. The problem is you got these guys coming out saying that Scheifele, you got Bonus basically ripping back at him. You know, it's not good. It was probably not great going into the season, but they started winning, right? After last season, they probably came to some kind of understanding after that playoff last year, and it's like, okay, let's do this. They were winning. Everything was good. And now, you know, they're on the brink of getting eliminated again, and you see the relationship. It was kind of frayed probably all season. We just didn't see it.
I don't know if there's a huge disconnect. They're both frustrated right now. Whatever, they're going to the game. They got to figure something out. And I think both are true. Neither of them are wrong. They do have to make adjustments, like we said, and they do got to stop taking penalties at the worst times because Colorado keeps scoring again and again and again. And yes, they do got to fix that penalty kill, but with a penalty play like power play like Colorado's, you can't keep giving them those opportunities and the weak penalties that they are as well. So I think they're both right, and we'll see at the end of the season, but that's a different conversation if they should keep the coach or not or whatever. But I don't think there's a much drama as folks are trying to make it right now.
But the one thing you see with comments like this, you see it with the Toronto game the other day with the guys on the bench getting mad at each other, Marner throwing his gloves. You don't see that from other teams like, say, Tampa Bay, who were down 3-0 in a series, right? They knew what they had to do. There wasn't no bickering amongst the players. There was no bickering at the coach. The coach wasn't bickering back at the players, right? So teams that still have a possibility of fighting through this all are not doing that. I know Tampa's losing tonight and may get eliminated, but they're not showing it, the frustration. Colorado's probably looking at this going, this is perfect. Scheifele, their best player, is frustrated. Hellebuck's having a rough time in net. The coach is barking back at the players. Like, Colorado's like, hey, this is fantastic. You know, like, we got them right where we want them.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're barking back, to be honest. I think it's such also a bubble media that, you know, places like Tampa Bay, like, and it's not the same sport, but we saw it in Super Bowl when Travis Kelce got right into the coach's face during game time because it was caught on camera. And I'm sure a lot of that stuff happens that's not caught on camera.
Yeah, and a lot of it's kept closed behind doors. Yeah, Kelsey's a good example of being an idiot, but it worked out.
It's a different sport, not that it's a different culture. So maybe you make all that money, you're allowed to talk back, but any which way. What lineup changes should the Jets make going into Game 5? They got to bring some more offense in the back end. So I know it's not going to happen, but why not put Heinola in? Yeah, I've never been a champion of Heinola, but at this point, what's his name coming back playing?
Dylan
with the slice hand? No, he's not playing.
Yeah, it's a possibility. He didn't say he was out for sure, so.
But he ain't gonna play.
Probably not, but I guess it's still there.
Put that kid in, because what's Stanley gonna do at this point? He's not gonna provide any offense. He's gonna slow the team down even more. So there's my first one. Why not? Sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I would go with probably Colin Miller in this situation, but hey, I'd like to see Hale in there. Why not? But yeah, if Dylan's back, I would throw him back in. But yeah, Colin Miller, it's got to come in for Stanley. It hasn't worked. 3 out of 4 games has not worked for Stanley at all. Cole Perfetti needs to come in. No more, having his guy sit on his butt, ruining his development, his what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence, stuff like that. So time to get him back in there. Throw him up on line 2. I would even drop Toffoli back to line 3, drop Appleton to 4, or something like that. But unless they're moving Ehlers up to the top line. Yeah.
Monahan, Perfetti, Toffoli, and put Ehlers on top.
Then who goes down from there?
For where?
Velarde or Connor? You got Connor going down?
Why not?
Connor's got to go to line 2 then, right?
Toffoli goes to 3. That's right. Yes.
Appleton's been pretty useless this series anyways, so.
He had an okay game a couple games ago. Not last
game. Game one? Game 1 when everyone was scoring because Georgiev couldn't stop anything?
No, he was pretty active in game 3. He was pretty active in game 3. Or, yes, game 3. But still.
Are you taking Hellebuck out and putting Brossoit in?
No. If it's a possible elimination game, no, you can't take that. No.
Nah, the fans are all over Hellebuck, man.
You're going to do it?
No, heck no, man. Look, we're in it right here, supporting the guy to the end. I know it's like we're going to talk about some stats later on, but the stats are ridiculous of what this guy is facing. And no goalie, and I love Brossoit too, and he's had a great season, but there's no way he's coming in and facing the same kind of stuff and winning a game for the Jets here.
Yeah, just because they woke up in the third because they saw their boy get pulled. No, please.
Yeah, like you watched the Kings yesterday. They shut the Oilers down and only allowed 13 shots. The Oilers still won 1-0. Skinner played a wicked game. But if the Kings can figure out how to shut down an offense like the Oilers, you would think the Jets should be able to figure something out here with Colorado as well, right? And maybe not 13 shots, but maybe in the 20s for once.
How about Ehlers, Scheifele, and Connor with Velarde on the second line with Toffoli and Monahan?
I don't know. I haven't seen that one in a while. I like Ehlers, Scheifele, and Velarde together. They played well, but I think this is, again, it's a lot to ask these guys to connect and hit that chemistry in a game, right?
It's crazy. So do they have a legitimate chance in this series?
No, I think that ship has sailed. If they had any chance, they would have won game 4 or at least competed in game 4. No adjustments, plus I like to call it the bickering back and forth. They got guys questioning the game plan. Hey, why aren't we doing this? What's going to change? What's going to make them come out and play better tomorrow?
Someone's got to talk to someone there's got to be a players only meeting or something like that. My goodness gracious. But I don't think there's a legitimate chance. Of course, there's a mathematical chance. There's a historical chance, but I don't think there's a legitimate chance that they're going to come back and win the series.
I would like to see them actually fight back, maybe win tomorrow's game at least, send it back to Colorado, and then it's like, okay, it's a better feeling maybe about this all, but the way they've gotten outplayed in this series, it's so disappointing after this type of season. Going into the season, we had no expectation. We didn't think the Jets were going to, well, we kind of thought the Jets would make the playoffs, maybe in the wild card, or just be out of the playoffs. We never expected them to be where they were, right? So now to watch them make this and do this, it's like, what a disappointment to just go out in 5 games and get absolutely dominated in pretty much, 4 of those 5 games. So yeah, it's just rough, man. It's tough. I don't like it.
What is the most mind-boggling statistic of this series so far? I know we can't blame the series on him, but the one that was brought up, shout out to Winnipeg Jets history on Twitter for this one. Connor Hellebuck in the last 2 years of starts, he's 1 out of 9 in delivering quality starts, 11%, which is pretty much any game where a goalie posts a goal saved above expected of at least 0. So he doesn't have to play great, but he also just have to give his team his chance to win. And according to the last 9, Helly has only done that once. Now, from my eye test, I wouldn't have guessed that, to be honest with you, but it's just one of those stats that I was surprised by. It boggles my mind.
All right, I'll counter those a little bit, I guess, by this one. This was on Twitter. Corey Mazisak, I don't know if I said that right. Avs are creating 36.5 scoring chances per 60 minutes. All strengths, power play, everything. The Sharks this season allowed the most per 60 in the regular season at 35.31. So the Jets are currently playing worse defensively than the Sharks did all season right now. So that is not going to help Hellebuck at all. And I'll throw one more. They've given up the Jets most high danger chances, 2nd most in medium, and 3rd most in low. So they're giving up tons of chances here. And we're all expecting Hellebuck to be the brick wall that we've seen him throughout the season. And yes, unfortunately in the playoffs, things change, but the Jets have just been outplayed badly by Vegas, by Colorado now. A couple years ago when the Jets played the Oilers, Hellebuck stood on his head, and helping them win that series and sweep that series. Yeah. Fortunately, it's not going well, but defensively, the Jets have just been bad all around. So someone needs to step up. Either defensively, Hellebuck's got to hopefully steal one of these games, but that's going to be tough when you're giving up 36 scoring chances per game.
That's too much.
That's a lot.
Jets fans, put your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's move on to some Bomber CFL talk. Thoughts on the current Bomber quarterback room? Any shortcomings or concerns?
No, I don't know about shortcomings, really. I mean, Colorado is coming off another pretty good season. Again, playoffs weren't the greatest for him. I guess if there's concerns, it's the backup. Streveler didn't really play last year at all, right? So until I get to see him play and see where his passing game is at, if Claros goes down, will I have confidence in Streveler? Probably not until I see that. But I like the fact that Streveler can bring that second dimension of the running game and all that to the quarterback group. Yeah. One thing is, Claros is also, 36? I forgot to look that up, but somewhere in that range. So, you're getting more prone to injuries as you're getting older and getting hit. So it's going to depend who that third stringer is that they bring in, but those would be my concerns only there.
Claros is still the best QB in the league. I'd say so. If we're to judge by the end of this last season, he does have plenty of his weapons. So I think obviously the starter, there is no concerns there. Like you say, age is age. Father time is undefeated. It's not a question of if, it's when. It doesn't matter who you are, Superman even. Yeah, it's not undefeated. So that's always a concern. The concern for me would be if he gets injured early in the season. I don't know if Streveler would have enough reps and have enough expanded playbook. But mind you, early in the season, maybe a lot of quarterbacks won't. Yeah, there's still a lot of movement in the CFL and aggressive corners in that, other than BC maybe. But yeah, that'd be my concern if he got injured early. But I think if Streveler gets into week 4 or 5, he'll have enough under him that he'll be definitely probably one of the better backups in the league. So no concern there. I don't know much about Terry Wilson and Eric Barrier on that roster. Yeah. We'll have to see. They're both physically great. They're both mobile quarterbacks. but they need a goal line quarterback. I don't know how much you want to put that on Strebler all the time if he's your backup quarterback. So they got to figure that out, and they have 2 games of the preseason.
Yeah, the one good thing about Strebler is this offense, probably is terminology and all that stuff is probably pretty similar to what Lapalisse was running, right before Strebler left for the NFL or after the Great Cup there. So that'll at least help him ease him into this and everything like that. So that'll be good. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do. And like you say, the third stringer, fourth stringer, we'll see what they come up with.
Which CFL draft prospect fits best with the Bombers? One on offense, one on defense. For offense, I'll say Nathaniel Demoulin-Duguay. He's an O-lineman from Laval. He's 24, and he's supposed to be plug and play. So if they missed on Jeff Gray, so this kid could be a linchpin O-lineman for a good decade if they can bring him in. So that's mine on offense.
Yeah, I could agree with you there. There's a couple other old linemen that that are around at that pick that I wouldn't mind taking as well. I know one signed free agent with the Saints in Kyle Hergel, another old lineman there, another big guy, and then George Una as well. So one of these guys may be around. I know you take a chance with Hergel because you don't know if he's going to end up staying in the NFL, but Nathaniel might be the best one. He didn't get drafted in the NFL right now. No talks of him signing as a free agent or anything like that. So he can come right in and play right away.
Who do you got on defense?
I'm going to go with someone on the D line. I got again a few guys. For me, there was a Daniel Oko,
Yes.
who, as far as I know, didn't get any signings in the NFL or anything like that right now. Big D lineman, and the Bombers need some replacements there, and some help. And again, the other guys I would either go with Tyson Hergott, another D lineman. What I was reading from in one of the mock drafts, I think it was on the CFL mock draft, is he's got a motor in him. Maybe not the most polished guy, but he plays hard and goes all the time, which is the O'Shea type of guy that he wants, that are always going to give their all on the field. So I would go with one of those 2 guys.
I'm going to go with a linebacker, Olivier Muembi. The athleticism on this kid and the ceiling is high. And he can play all over the field in regards to playing linebacker, playing the run, defending the pass. And in the mock draft, to be honest, he was chosen to go with the Bombers. So if that happens, shoot, I'm double happy. So, yeah, I'm going to say Olivier Muembi, linebacker.
Right on. That's Tuesday night, eh? The draft, I guess, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
You're listening to this tomorrow. It'll be tonight.
Shoot. Yeah, it will be tomorrow. Quick shots. Which NHL team down 3-1 has the best chance of coming back?
I mean, honestly, I don't think any of them.
Are you looking at scores of the game that's going on right now?
I had to take a quick look.
What a bunch of garbage.
Well, hey, the Islanders and Tampa Bay were both down 3-0, so they weren't even down 3-1. I don't have anybody. This is the one time in the playoffs in the first round where nothing seems close. Dallas and Vegas may be the only close one, right? The way it goes, depending on what happens even tonight. But do you want me to pick? Do I have to pick one?
I'll go Tampa Bay because of experience, age, and more importantly, games played might hamper that. But if anyone's not going to be phased at this point, I'll go Tampa Bay.
But Tampa Bay would have to come back from 3-0, not just 3-1.
Are they 3-0?
It was 3-0. It's 3-1 now, right? So they're coming back from originally 3-0.
They just won now?
No, they won the other night.
There you go.
I'm going to save you some time. They just lost 6-1, so they're out.
Oh, well, then what the hell? Well, obviously that changes now, but now that you say that, like, why are we answering this question? This is quick shots now.
Shoot. Yeah, I know it went a lot longer. Leafs won't do it. Jets, I doubt. Kings are probably done. I'm going to pick someone, I'll pick Nashville just because of the Vancouver goalie situation. But again, Nashville blew it yesterday. If Dallas goes down 3-1, I'll pick them.
Nathan Rourke's chances with the Patriots after the draft? 0. Yeah. They drafted 2 quarterbacks, and they have Zape, and they have Brissett.
Yeah.
So, no, not looking good at all. 0 chance.
Yeah, I got to agree there. It's unfortunate. Hopefully he can land somewhere else, another QB needy team.
There'll be some. It's got to be. Which CFL star were you surprised never got a shot in the NFL?
I'm going to go Damon Allen. And I look at it, and I wanted to make sure on size of that. The guy was over 6 feet. He put up tons of yards in the CFL, obviously rushing and throwing. And as far as I could tell, he never even got a shot. And it's funny when you had Marcus Allen, your brother, playing in the NFL, that, hey, teams wouldn't be like, hey, how's your brother? Let's get him down here.
Shoot. I'll go Chris Walby. I know he's not highly touted coming out of university, and he switched to the O-line. So obviously he didn't get a shot out of university, but you think early in his career still, he would have gotten a sniff somewhere for being that dominant. And I'll give an asterisk to James Quick Parker. 26 sacks in a year, and you did
That's crazy. How do you not get a look from that?
It's silliness. If there's no match fixing involved, should players be allowed to gamble on their own sport?
No, no matter what. No, stay out of it, because there'll always be questions, right? They'll be like, hey, what did you do that? Like, why did you let that guy? Why didn't you tackle that guy? Why did you pick up that fumble? Yeah, so no.
No match fixing involved.
I know, but there'll always be questions about it, and people will be wondering. there's always this talk of the script right now, right? In the NFL, right? So there'll always be questions, and there'll always be stuff. So just gamble on something else.
Don't gamble.
Yeah,
don't gamble. There's so much to gamble on other than your own sport. Don't gamble. Which NFL draft pick is poised to have the best rookie season? I'll go Jared Verse with the Rams. He's an edge rusher. He brings power. He brings speed. The Rams are ranked bottom third, so I think he'll have a big effect on the Rams. I'll go Jared Verse.
It's crazy to look at some of these offensive guys. Like, the quarterbacks are whatever, hit and miss, but the receivers that got drafted, Malik Neighbors is supposed to be good. He's with the Giants, unfortunately. Marvin Harrison Jr. might have the better chance with Kyler Murray. I'm probably going to go, if I'm going to stick to offense, I'm going to go with Xavier Worthy, who ended up getting drafted by KC. Good situation there. With a great offense and a pretty good quarterback.
He might be like, what's his name? That couldn't catch.
Kadarius Toney, or
he got from the Giants.
Kadarius
Toney. Yeah, he can't catch. Maybe that might be the shot. Oh Lord, Benny, you have anything to say to our friends?
You know what? Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget, subscribe, follow, and go Jets, go.
Yeah, here's some famous words for the Jets from Serena Williams. Overpower, overtake, overcome. That's a quote. It feels kind of weird. That's not a quote to end the show on, but we're going to end on Serena Williams.
Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Denny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.